Love in the Mornings time, when your relationship questions get expert answers from a pro.
Yes, this week we're entering the domestic sphere here, talking about responsibility and workload. So joining us with her keen insight, as always, we have certified relationship and marriage coach Jennifer Blancool. Good morning.
Good morning, Emily and Travis. Thanks for having me.
It's always great to see you. Okay, let's dive right into it. From an anonymous husband here to this morning's question. Quote, my wife says I'm not emotionally available, but I work 10-hour days and pay the bills. Is it wrong to expect appreciation instead of more emotional demands? Jen, your take?
This is a really good question that a lot of men are asking internally, but don't speak it out loud. So this is good. When your wife says that you are emotionally unavailable, she's saying that she wants you. So I want to start there. She's saying that she wants you. She doesn't just want your money. Which I think most men want, right? You want a woman that wants you, not just your money. You do deserve appreciation, so your feelings are completely valid and affirmed. And it also sounds like there might be the very common push and pull between spouses when there's unexpressed needs and unmet expectations, where it sounds like I'm picking up on the emotional demands part of your question. If she's stuck in the rut of feeling very emotionally disconnected from you, and she's wanting that from you, and you're interpreting that as a demand, I'm wondering if that is causing you to, what commonly happens with men especially, to shut down, and then this vicious cycle continues. So you both are in the right here. A good love relationship or a marriage can only thrive or survive really on both the emotional security pillar and the financial security pillar, especially if you're talking about being married. It's honorable that you work so hard and that you pay the bills. That is very honorable. At the same time, your wife needs your emotional connection. Because again, you know, a relationship really isn't a true relationship if it's only built on the financial piece.
If you work 10 hours and you want to come home to a nice, clean, quiet house, well, then you can hire house cleaning services.
Yes.
If you want to be in a relationship and you want to be with a partner, you can't just expect to come home and not have to be involved in the relationship at the end of the day.
It's very true. It's very true. And, you know, my heart empathizes both parties here.
Yeah.
Because I see this as a marriage coach very regularly.
I bet.
Just the stuck pattern.
Well, this is, I think, a dynamic a lot of couples can relate to
100%.
on both sides. If somebody, you know, takes the brunt of the workload, if someone's doing most of the child rearing, you get those imbalances, and it's hard to communicate across that.
Absolutely. And both parties deserve appreciation for the responsibilities and all the hard work that they're carrying out, whatever capacity that is in. I will say that working with a lot of men in my practice, there is a extra layer of sensitivity that comes with receiving a request to meet a need when the tone is critical or basically leading the guy to feel he's not succeeding with the partner. And
feels like I just got home from doing all these tasks and now I'm being handed another task.
I succeeded at work and now I've come home and you're mad at me and now I'm a failure at home. And that is a very real psychological challenge for a lot of men who are grappling with, oh my gosh, I do so much. I'm meeting these needs of hers in this way, that way, that way, just like this gentleman is. And his wife at the same time is like, it's not enough. I'm not connected to you. So the solution is nurturing both aspects of this security. Again, you deserve appreciation from your wife. I would love to suggest having a conversation that's not triggered by emotions. So when you're both calm and in a good mood.
So not at the end of a workday.
Right, exactly. Not at the end of a workday, not at the end of your 10-hour shift. But really talk about those emotional needs that you need. You know, ask your wife, tell her that you would love to meet her need, but what does that look like, wife? You know, what you want, that emotional connection with me that looks totally different based on the person.
We have less than a minute left, but I want to ask, so can we throw the question back up? Can we put the graphic back up? I'm getting from this question, the way it's worded, that it doesn't sound like in this very particular scenario that the wife is working. It sounds like he's working. What if does that dynamic change if both parties do go to work and they're both working 10-hour days and he feels that there's an emotional demand, does the conversation shift at all? Does that make any sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great question. And in general speak, I think the dynamic of the challenging conversation shifts when both parties are working, because I think that in general, you can feel more on an even playing field. I'm trying not to trigger the audience here.
Well, and I don't mean anything by that when I ask that. I picked up on that. The wording of that made it feel that way.
No, and I think you're absolutely right. And that's what I assumed, because he said he works 10-hour shifts and he pays all the bills.
Right.
So I totally assumed she's maybe home taking care of the children,
Right.
or
But
she's
I think,
just at home.
you know, regardless of kind of the couple dynamics, your solution, Jen, is applicable to all of it. Like, you have to question asker. You need to get very clear on, so what does that appreciation look like?
Yeah.
What would you really like? What do you, if it's time and space, what do you need? And like actually lay out some very clear, this would help me, how can I help you? Instead of just saying, you're not emotionally available, which is such a broad term.
It is.
It's hard to meet those expectations.
Right. And so that tells me that she's triggered in those moments. And,
Yeah.
and maybe the real, legit conversation isn't able to happen as of yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a common area. And, you know, going back to what you can do, just getting clear on what you both need. I think most people in a relationship get stuck because of a lack of clear communication around what you really need and what your expectations are, and you're just kind of stewing and getting triggered on what's not getting met, but you're not really talking about it.
It's a good problem to have. She wants to spend time with you. At the end of the
That's
day.
why I started there,
Yeah.
because she wants you.
Yeah, your partner wants to
And
be with
that's,
you.
you know, that's the ultimate success right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't forget, this is a great quality problem.
Oh, always good to talk to you,
Yeah,
Jen.
you
Appreciate
too.
the time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
always good. And if you want, you can send us a message right now if you have a question for Jen on the Coin News AM Extra Facebook or Instagram pages, and your question may be answered right here on the show, and you can